talk about some national teams. Aside from some national teams, we then move away from that. We talk about tennis. We talk about basketball also. We're just in the early hours of today. There is this man. I call him the king, and he's no other person than LeBron James himself. This man, what is he doing? LeBron James, well, of course, this man still went on to break his own record and also becoming the oldest man to have a triple, that's a double. Well, you know what the triple double consists of: points, rebounds, and assists. Just in the early hours of today, that's at the crypto.com arena. It was all LeBron James. So we discuss about all of this on today's edition of the program, right here on 32 FM 94.9. But definitely, let's just start straight from the camp of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, because the Say Charity begins at home. Well, games went down on the African scene. We'll talk about the 2025 African Cup of Nations qualifiers. Equatorial Guinea, without playing the ball yesterday, they picked up the ticket to represent their own national team. That's in Morocco in the year 2025. Togo lost yesterday. That's Andre Onana, the Manchester United shortstopper. He kept yet another clean sheet for himself yesterday, making it 4 clean sheets. And then Cameroon, they qualified for the African Cup of Nations. So definitely, it's time for the Super Eagles of Nigeria to take on that's Benin Republic, whom we defeated 3-0 here in Nigeria. They are the Godswill Akpabio Stadium. There, but a game away from home for Benin Republic now against the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Let's take a listen to what the captain of the side, William Troost-Ekong, well, he has to say about the camping of the Super Eagles of Nigeria and what to expect from the players later today.
The last game we played against Benin was in October, if I'm correct, and we won at home. It's a good team. Gernot Bro has been my coach with the national team previously for over 5 years. Like the coach said, he knows the team very well. I've played against Benin several times. It's always been a difficult game. But I think here, especially in this stadium, where we have some amazing memories from earlier in this year, we'll be very ready. All the conditions are here for us. We feel at home here in Abidjan. And I'm confident that we can do the job and qualify by winning tomorrow. And that's what we're going out to do. But we all know it's going to be a difficult game, so we have to bring our best. But what I've seen so far in training, in the spirit, in the camp, we look very ready for the game tomorrow. This stadium gives us confidence. We felt at home here. I think the Ivorian fans probably be on our side, because we made it very difficult for them, but in the end they went away happy. So hopefully we'll have that same support again. The conditions are perfect for us. We've been training well, and looking forward to the game tomorrow. But it's always a very beautiful memory, and I want to add to that tomorrow and have another win game.
All right, there you listen to the words of the captain of the side, William Troost-Ekong, whom of course won. That's the MVP player that was earlier this year in the 2024 African Cup of Nations. But then we'll listen to the captain's voice. But when we come in the afternoon, we'll take a listen to the words of the head coach himself. That's Austin Eguavon, speaking about Benin Republic, as well as what we might likely expect from the game set to go down later today. But then before we leave the African scene, I can tell you that still in the world of the 2025 African Cup of Nations, Kalidou Koulibaly, the captain of that's the Senegalese national team, the Teranga Lions of Senegal's captain, Kalidou Koulibaly, says his teammates are not thinking about the appointment of a new permanent head coach for the national side and are focused on working under the interim boss. So that's Pape Thiaw. Well, remember that just a month ago, this man, Aliou Cissé, was relieved of his duty as the head coach of the Teranga Lions of Senegal. And since then, Senegal, they've not had an head coach, and of course, we still expect them to announce a head coach. Just like Kalidou Koulibaly says, he said that the team are focused on getting victories, and they are not thinking about getting a new head coach at this point in time. So yesterday, Manchester United shortstopper Andre Onana kept a 4th clean sheet for Cameroon in the 2025 African Cup of Nations qualifiers, and of course, Ivory Coast, they also clinched up that's the spot that's in the finals. Well, for Cameroon, they had so many stars missing from that encounter with the likes of Brian Mbeumo of Brentford and Napoli's Andre Frank Zambo and Guisa, that veteran midfielder, will call him that because of what he has done on the African scene also, and with Napoli Football Club. And so they were actually missing from the games yesterday. And you could tell that Cameroon, with that 0-0 draw they played against Namibia, they still kept a foothold that's in the African Cup of Nations as they are qualified. But moving away from that also, games are set to go down later today, but we'll come later in the afternoon to also discuss about the games are set to go down later today. But now in the European scene, Captain Harry Kane, while he's unhappy with that his players, that his teammates are withdrawing from the squad, and he says that the national team comes before club football. So let's hear more of this from the BBC Premier League update, where of course they are standing by to give us updates about that's the Lions of England squad, of course, as well as some other events are going on within the English Premier League. The BBC Premier League update.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
Hello, I'm Paul Serres at the BBC Sports Centre. The England captain Harry Kane has expressed his disappointment at the 9 withdrawals from the Three Lions squad ahead of their Nations League matches against Greece and Ireland. The former Tottenham Hotspur striker says that country should always come before club. Jared Branthwaite is the latest player to return to his club. He'll be replaced in the squad by Jarell Quansah of Liverpool. Kane's England colleague Anthony Gordon agrees.
I've said that from the beginning, even before I played for England, when I was getting asked would I like to play for England, them sort of questions. Playing for England means the world to me. There's no higher honour for me. I think to get selected for this national team with the quality we have is a massive honour, and I love it every time. The feeling never goes.
Meanwhile, the interim England head coach Lee Carsley says he has no issue with giving the Liverpool midfielder Curtis Jones his debut against Greece in the Nations League.
Curtis is he's an outstanding player, a player that I've worked with now for years. Such an important part of all of the success that we had with the under-21s. A player that's really in form at Liverpool. He's come to camp with great confidence, and he's trained exceptionally well. So, I'd expect to see him at some point.
And the referees body PGMOL says it's taking new allegations around the English Premier League official David Coote very seriously. Coote is suspended from his role pending an investigation into a video which emerged earlier this week in which the 42-year-old appeared to make disparaging remarks about the former Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp. On Wednesday, the Sun newspaper published pictures it says were taken during this year's European Championships, alleging they appear to show Coote sniffing a white powder through a rolled up US banknote. Coote was working at the Euros in his capacity as a match official. And for more football news from the BBC, go to bbc.com/football.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
All right, so there you heard it all up from everything going on within the English football as well as the English Premier League. But we'll come later in the afternoon to actually talk about the statement by that's Anthony Gordon and that's Harry Kane concerning the withdrawal of several players from the national team, talking about the Lions of England. But then while we still talk about the national team football, well, Spain, they've called up a teenager, that's Paul Kubasi, in which Peter has spoken highly of. Paul Kubasi, who plays at the heart of defense for FC Barcelona, he has been called up to replace Pau Torres within the folds of the La Rojas of Spain. And then for Barcelona, Ansu Fati has been sidelined for yet another month because of an injury. But the world of UEFA Women's Champions League games went down late last night, and then in the CAF Women's Champions League as well, we had games go down yesterday where Nigeria's sole representative Edo Queens, they actually needed to secure that's a point in their last game, and that game would be against the defending champions, Mamelodi Sundowns, who won by 4-0 yesterday. Yesterday for the Edo Queens, they actually played out a 0-0 draw against their opponent. And then, do we expect the side to pick up a maximum 3 points, or maybe just a fight off for a draw against Mamelodi Sundowns on Saturday in the last match day of the group stage of the CAF Women's Champions League? Remember, we won our first game by 3-0. We drew our second game also 0-0 yesterday, and we have 4 points. But then What do you expect from Adaku's side? Well, we faced off against the defending champions, Mamelodi Sundowns. That's on Saturday in the CAF Women's Champions League. And quickly in the world of tennis, before I say my BYEs on today's edition of the program, Scoreboard in 15. Carlos Alcaraz opened his account at the ATP Finals with an entertaining 6-3, 7-6 victory over Andy Rublev, while Kasparov also missed an early chance to reach the semi-finals after losing a straight set to Alexander Zverev. So definitely, I think the seedings are complete now in the semi-finals of this year's ATP Finals are going on there in Turin. So we'll come later in the afternoon to discuss about all of this. That's on Scoreboard Reloaded. That's by 3:30 until 4 p.m. Till then, I am SAMIES, your sports captain. I say do enjoy the rest of the day and bye for now.